What's up, guys? It's Tommy T. I just woke up from a fat nap and I am ready to get into it. Welcome back to the Thrill Sports Podcast. Today we'll be talking about who will win MVP between the guys you already know their names, Lebron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Second, we'll be looking into the NFL of the CBA rules and what specific NFL player, current NFL player, has said about it. And finally, we'll be talking about sports in general and this uprising virus that's been going on, as you all probably know, coronavirus, and what I think about what all this sports attention and stuff has been doing. Anyways, 1, 2, 3, let's get into it. All right, first we got NBA. Who will win MVP? Giannis has had few slump games so far during the second half of the season, coming back from the All-Star break. At this point, he's not really getting credit of his work as much as before. From this negativity, this rough start. But, that brings a question, will LeBron be MVP? Where, LeBron, he's had this consistency all season, right? And now he's really stepping it up. Since this last week, 2 weeks ago, he's brought this immense energy and, it's a sneak peek of his potential greatness that he will bring into playoffs. And, he's won against the top players so far coming back. He's won against Kawhi. He's won against Giannis. I think it was also kind of the perfect time because it was kind of a comeback from the All-Star break. You could definitely recover. Not as much energy was needed during that time, and as a result, he ended up taking down the Bucks Clippers. Along with that, there was also that 40-point Pelicans game that he dropped, and with that, he's averaged so far coming back 30 points, 7.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists, and 1 block per game. So far coming back from this All-Star break, comparing to Giannis, where Giannis has 28 points on an average, 15 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 1 block. To me, this is pretty close. It's pretty even so far, even though LeBron's been lighting it up. He's had these all-out great games, but statistically, Giannis and LeBron are pretty right next to each other, and I give Giannis the most leverage right now because who's really dominated the first half of the season? I'm not talking about the last couple of games during the season, but as a whole, who's been dominating that? Who have we talked about? Who have we compared? Will it be Giannis or Doncic for MVP? Will it be Giannis or Morant for MVP? Will it be Giannis or LeBron? Giannis clearly has taken the first half of the NBA. That being said, really the only way I think LeBron has a chance in doing this is stepping it up even more. He's got to show how he's really got to take this season to go above Giannis. He has to have the better rest of the season, better rest of the half, and go even greater than that, where Giannis has already set up a really high pedestal, and I truly don't see Giannis falling off from that anymore. And with his upsets, his tripping, stumbling, whatever you want to call it, he's still done really good. Still 28 points. That's 2 behind LeBron. And 15 rebounds is insane. And for me, the LeBron and Giannis thing, I would give Giannis 65% on the MVP and LeBron 35%. I think that's what it truly is. I think Giannis will get MVP. I truly believe so. Giannis is not going to slow down. He's prepared for every game. So is LeBron, but Giannis gives it more. Giannis is definitely more devoted to regular season than LeBron. I will give it to LeBron. He's been helping the Lakers keep at a consistency. He's really been the one who's really finished the games, started the games, finished the games. Anthony Davis seems to crumble in the fourth quarter many times, and it takes LeBron and his strength and his knowledge to finish those games for them. But on the other side, the Bucks, where they got Giannis. Giannis is like the reigning leader, and yeah, he's got some help. He's got a lot of help. They have great defense, but mainly Giannis has been the effect of that. We've seen these bad games by Giannis, and typically the Bucks have lost. Giannis is a big part of why the Bucks are successful, and we need to acknowledge that. It might be more interesting seeing the Lakers because there's better competition in their conference compared to the Bucks. But and all the Bucks play Clippers sometimes, Bucks play Lakers sometimes. They go down the list on those sides too. I get that the Bucks got it easier, but you also got to give it to them. They've got it easier, and they're like 40 something and 9. They're doing just great. Anyways, Giannis is my MVP coming out the end of the season. I truly believe Giannis will get it. Next up, I got the NFL CBA rules. So I pulled up this thing, inside look of the newer things with the deal. Season structure is in 2020, it'll be a 16-game regular season with the postseason expanded from 12 to 14 teams, which will be a big game changer. Lots more upsets than we'll see, we saw before, like Titans, Patriots, the Derrick Henry running back just trailing through the Patriots, the Ravens, almost being Kansas City, stuff like that, and there'll be more shots for other teams who might have had a bad season. I'm a big Bears fan, and the Bears did have a really bad start, and it wasn't till much later we started getting the hang of it, but not quite there. But if we had this possibility, who knows? 2 years ago we had the greatest defense. We were looking pretty good. We were definitely we made playoffs, but we definitely looked good enough to take on those big teams to really even get to the Super Bowl. But it just gives a whole variety of opportunity just to more teams of getting into these playoffs. Starting in 2021, the NFL has the option to expand the regular season games from 16 to 17. As us, that's more football. That's more action, more doing. But we also got to understand these players are giving their all. They're really giving out all their energy, all their strength, all their work in these games. As cool as it is, all the plays they make, it really takes a load out of them. It's just like any job, and we have to understand if these players aren't willing to play an extra game, then they're not willing to play an extra game. They put in enough work already. And yeah, aside from pay, it's just, it's their job, but they can choose if they want to do this or not. Who are we to say that, hey, no, we want to see more games, this is business. The people who are doing the job should be the ones choosing. But with the annual revenue split, 2020 owners will receive 53% and players will receive 47% of these profits. 2021 to the ongoing future. Owners will receive 52, players will receive 48. So with those, there would be ups and downs with that, and just profiting, and player salaries in general, immediate increases in minimum salaries, 1 million minimum salaries by 2029. And so any players carrying current above league minimum contracts in the new CBA will receive a bonus equivalent to 1 in 17 of their salary if when the NFL moves from 16 to 17 regular season games. So, just basically paying up for this extra game, this extra thing that the NFL has. And, along with this, there's so much more. There is a lot. And, the NFL clearly wants to make these changes. They want to make the game more interesting, If there's any sport that I would watch on TV, if I had to pick between, I don't know, like the five, the soccer, hockey, basketball, football, baseball, I would pick football. I like watching football. I like watching my fantasy team, seeing how they're doing and stuff. But, I do like how they're still doing it. TV's kind of getting a bit more vague as it is. I believe that NFL is definitely the top one. People mostly watch NFL games other than any other ones, I truly believe. I'm sure there's some statistic that will back me up because it seems just everybody in America loves American football. And, I get that they want to keep this attention, keep it going and stuff. And I respect that. But we also have to look at the players, and we also have to respect what the players say. Where wide receiver Kenny Stills on the Houston Texans, he's used as number 2 slot type receiver, following his partner DeAndre Hopkins, says that all players must vote no. Aside from the possible benefits, there's more than just these rules the players have to realize. Aside from the things players don't even like about the rules, they have to, there are certain things of the NFL itself that the players don't quite agree with, and, whether they're not comfortable with these certain things, they don't want to deal with them, and just like things that just don't make them feel safe in general should be notable, shouldn't be taken for granted, and just be taken very seriously because it's business matters, and they should have a say just as much as these rich billionaires, controlling this league, owning these teams and stuff. They should really be able to say what they feel, what they want, what they need, if it comes down logically for benefiting the whole league, not any like selfish type requests or whatever. But even with this benefiting and stuff, we still have to realize, aside from all the money, like what do they care? They're getting paid millions of dollars anyways. Yeah, but they kill their bodies. They do it for the game. They do it for the fans. They do it to prove themselves day in, day out. And we have to understand that, and that, they want to be respected as much as we want to be respected in our workplace and just in life in general. And this is their way of gaining leverage on the idea. This is their way of voting out on what the NFL wants to do, and use it to their own benefit so that they can work with the NFL for things that they might not agree on and add on to the things they want to agree on and make the game, make the community so much safer than it is now. And that's really the goal, and that's why I fully believe with Stills, and they should say no. They all have their opinions. Some might say yes. But I think the majority will say no. I mean, not just Stills. Russell Wilson has been doing this. Aaron Rodgers. Many other people have been saying no. And I think it's primarily for this reason. Anyways, finally, we got coronavirus. What is going on? Are you serious? This sickness is unbelievable. It's terrible that so many people are suffering from this right now. It's awesome that now we have a lot of that we're trying to take care of this, whatever, right? And the problem with it is in sports related issues is that it's taken too seriously. The only deaths that's really happening are the people with bad health care who are over age of like 70-ish, 60, stuff like that, and people who have problems already. A couple thousand have died from this. Generally, around 50% have come clean from this who had it. There's around, I think there's 120,000 people that got infected with the virus. I mean, over 60,000 people already cured is pretty insane from this terrible virus that's spreading. But, recently the Warriors have shut down their place. I've heard from a friend who's a big soccer fan that the Euro Cup is stopping, might be canceled, might be to a halt, whatever. But at the end of the day, how long are you planning on stopping this, preventing this? And, it takes the fun out of sports, takes the fun out of sports culture. The NCAA is just going to play without fans. What is that? I mean, the fans are what make up the sport. It's not, if I were a player, I'd be like, well, this sucks. We win the NCAA tournament. It's not going to feel as good just cheering with your team than not having a crowd to cheer with, having a crowd to cheer for you and winning in your ultimate glory, one of your biggest achievements you might ever do, that a lot of people haven't done, and so I could be wrong, but I mean, the flu's worse. They say the flu's worse. And closing down all these sports events and just preventing all this stuff is, it's really disappointing. It's really disappointing to the fans, and I believe it's really disappointing to some of the players, some of these loyal players who really light up the night for these fans, and ultimately to win, but also to give people a good show, and also get in return a lot of feedback from the crowd and just the high energy there. I think it's going to be a lot different, and that's just not the way sports should be. Sports culture should be. People should be experiencing it with the players, and the players should be experiencing it with the people. And, so what if they get this virus, right? From what we've seen so far, people their age, haven't really died from this, and obviously there's exceptions. But with these athletes, with the top grade healthcare they have, I mean, why not give it your all? You get sick, whatever. It's like the flu, they say. People die from the flu more. And, how long are you really going to do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to delay a game for like a month? What is that going to do? What is that really going to mean? They could still probably get it. The virus will still probably be lurking around, depending on how long. Are you going to wait a year? Like these players most of them will probably eventually get sick. There's just nothing you can do about it. Germs just spread, germs just go around. Even if you prevent it as much as you can, it's just a certain principle that just continues to happen, and it's just sad. It's sad, and I feel bad for all the families and the people who are getting this virus, and people who are unfortunately dying from this virus. And it's just really put a negative impact on this 2020 year so far. We've already had the passing of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. He was a wonder to many, and now we got this terrible virus that's messing up our countries, messing up our stocks, messing up people's vacations for spring break. It's really messing us up, and it sucks. And especially in this time, it'd really be great to lean on something, to enjoy something, like watching a game, like watching a sport, whether you're looking at it on TV or you're going to see it live. It's really something that we all can just forget and just hang loose and just have a good time, and just don't worry about anything except what you're watching for a couple hours, 2-3 hours, and just have a good time, and just high five the guy next to you, and just root for your team, root for your players and stuff like that. And so anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for tuning in. And with that, I'll be sure to keep in touch with all of you guys, and please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next week.